stream immediately after KAC. Clueless. So the game is definitely way too fucking loud. That might be a little better. 16 months from Suin, who says jart. Jart. I have been getting hella Christmas emotes thanks to all these subscriptions, and I'm not going to use any of them. Because the only chat I shitpost in is my own. And the only emote you need to shitpost here is Tyrone W. Available for the low price of $4.99 a month. It's your local authorized Tyrone W retailer. Mug says kart fighting game add-on win. I mean, I am working on something for 1v1s, although it's more in concept stage than anything. Bonk! Bonkumiru. Boink. No! I should have deployed. I didn't think they'd ever hit that shot. My loss, I guess. Okizeme! Yeah, kart is already a fighting game. How the fuck did you get back here so fast? Hard sneakers are on mega crack, dude. You're not holding, are you? There's no way you're holding. Bonk. That was the most backwards attack item it could have possibly been. Wasn't even intended for me, bro. Why you gotta do me like this? Oh. Not like this. No, 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 no. Oh, no, no, no. And Lux says, I love hard sneakers, but they break so much. I feel like the course breakage is pretty minimal. If Lat changes it so that it's only for the item and not for spring panels, which is possible in kind of a hacky way, then I think most map breakage will disappear. Although I do kind of like super fast pads, I think they're the primary cause of breakage. I'll say yes, I'll join broadcast before somebody fucking yanny. Hello, it is me, the guy who remembered to join broadcast before harassed about it on chat. I'm the best. Erno says, it's kind of possible in a hacky way. Yeah, it's just kart in a nutshell for you. Anyone is permitted to listen in broadcast. It's for anybody who's in one of my games and doesn't want to get double game audio. That is literally the reason that it is there. Thanks for the fucking jaws. Oh, I don't like that. Great, suffering. They even gave you a boost after your egg box. Oh, fear? No! Disco Man. I don't like that orbital. Let me give you a little bit of space. I understand you need your space right now. I decided... What?! How did I hit someone with that ball hog? What the fuck? See you later! Rocket Sneaker's now a better power item than actual power items. Due to the majesty of Heart Sneakers. I think this is how strong they're intended to be, not that I necessarily agree with it. I should probably take the other route if I don't want to fucking water skip here. And I really, really don't. Once it says Invincible with Heart Sneakers fucking sucks, like actually useless. It does feel weaker than I'd like. Apparently dev's design for normal speed is just one of those things that we have to take on faith as, yeah, alright, intended developer vision, so. Anyway, this is currently running a highly experimental and volatile host mod version. Just kidding, it's not volatile, but it is a bit experimental. Where you have the option to disable joins when a race is currently running. Which I think guarantees the smoothest possible gameplay, as literally no one can possibly screw you over. But also makes the game progressively less friendly to newcomers, which is why I host vanilla servers, to take the guilt off my fucking chest. I can't believe I feel like I have the stamina to fucking stream again during the calendar. Log says it is exceptionally hard to join Sliptide, unfortunately. Well, yeah, that's, I would rather it be annoying to join than it be annoying to play on. As far as I'm concerned, the current state of modded servers is not acceptable. People are hosting servers that it's just not fun to play on because they don't make appropriate considerations for how bad this game's netcode is and how easy it is for somebody with a bad connection to disrupt everything. So, having a good time here. It's not like you have to hit a fucking 1 frame link. You have like anywhere between 20 and 40 seconds of intermission. I considered also expanding it so that the server becomes joinable as soon as the first player has finished. That's a trade-off that I'm not 100% comfortable with making, but it would be, I think it would be an available compromise. Awkward as shit. Goodbye. Not my intended target, but works. Tried to oversteer the fuck. Oh, come on! What is it with me fucking getting gored by the SPB lately? Ah, I thought I was clean. Unlucky. I hear distant easy, very afraid. Oh, god damn it. Okay, see you later. Whee! Oh no, I missed a set of fucking boosters. Wow, and I didn't get the second red either. I fear that banana. Holy shit. Fucking death-defying stunts right here. What the fuck? That was a mine. Oh, I got so confused that I didn't hit the pad, and now I'm gonna be in range of this. Because I'm sitting here looking at a mine explosion from, like, through the floor. Oh. I'm not gonna question, easy. How that egg box just bounced off the middle of the air. See, look at how nice this is. And then everybody gets in after the race is over. And we have perfectly smooth races with no disruptions, while also allowing people to join a public server. And says that feel when you have been writing movement physics for 2 weeks and you can't watch a vehicle turn on video without thinking about algebra. I like your discovery with Mario Kart 64 physics, where the physics model is literally just go forward. I think we're nearly full up here. I'm gonna write evil rotation that just kicks people at random. We made it! So it was net timeout after all. The fucking starting freeze of death has been conquered. I'm wondering if I need to write a fucking special handler for that in TE. Something that like raises net timeout for the first 10 game ticks and then keeps it low after that. Because I know people might not want to use like a 300 plus net timeout for general play, but it's required if you want to have someone with a slow hard drive do like their recursive search. And says, I refuse to believe that Mario Kart has an actual physics model. They 100% have like 20 different branches for each different situation and handle it manually. It's too perfect. What? So you think instead of like there being any driving physics at all, it's just a fucking state machine? Yeah, it's a giant state machine. I like the idea of that. Something about it seems very, very clean to me. The turbo rhythm of this section still feels weird to me. Like, it feels wrong to be going straight for these sections, but I really don't think most characters have access to anything better. Like, obviously I screwed up there and released drift by mistake, but the sections preceding that, it feels kind of weird, you know? I think I may have told a teammate. I think they'll be okay. They're getting trailed by a whole bunch of enemies, so I'd rather have the trap there and potentially screw up an enemy. I might trap the pad. See you later. I think that was off axis though. Okay, no, I actually did hit an enemy. I'm sitting here like, there's no way that's actually hitting anyone. That doesn't cover any of the pad. Woo. Awkward as shit. Oh, unlucky. See, I think TE is just going to disable team damage notifications if you're not nearby the event when it happens. Okay. It's just a feels Batman kind of situation. Come on! Yes! Easy clap. Distant sound of plates upstairs. Phosphorus. Is the J in jart silent, pronounced like an H, or is it a hard sound? I want to believe it's like the deep in your throat Jewish noise that I can't do. Kart. See, I can't do it. Yeah, see, L-Dog knows the fucking kind of noise I mean. Daytonga. Oh yeah, I forgot we had Len. I haven't actually seen the character, like, in a race yet. I've been kind of away from kart for a little while because I've been having very angry thoughts about multiplayer ecosystems and 1.1.1 win, etc. Abandon all hope, Yahoo internet code. the fucking jink. That's actually a really good, it's a really good clip to use for that. Just the faint bell noise. I really like that. That's hella cute. Oh, come on! Long ass town, will there be a Christmas horn mod? Important question. I'm busy, don't hold your breath. I've got another Christmas event going on, if you haven't noticed. And it's consuming literally all of my time at the moment. Bonk. Should have found a way to knock you backwards off that. Bonk is spelled with a Q, by the way. Answer real question, because I don't know about it. What's the behind-the-scenes overhead on KAC? Mostly emulator setup and audio. Working with collaborators on Parsec, while keeping a whole bunch of different streams of audio separated and only audible to the people who need to hear them, is a big goddamn pain in the ass that involves some kind of ugly hardware hacks. Emulator setup is a train wreck, especially for disk-based systems or PC abandonware, where often I'm literally spending like 2 hours per game just figuring out why it's running at 1 FPS for no reason, and it turns out that it's like a gamepad timeout issue because the fucking uploader who I found it from had like a gamepad that doesn't exist bound in slot 4, and I had to wade through the config to figure out like, I wonder what happens if I remove these lines, you know? Elblock says, okay, here's a question. Is monk pronounced monk like what the fuck? This question's a cognito hazard. What the fuck, Eldog? But yeah, KAC is mostly just really ugly setup. It's gotten easier in recent years because I have like emulators for most systems configured and capturable. Hey! You stop that. I don't even get a drop dash. Hard Sneakers is one of those changes where I find it really fun, but don't really know if it's healthy for the netgame ecosystem, which is why I only host it like pseudo-privately. Sliptide is a private server at this point. The things it does to the game might be too wacky for general play, but I know devs are like, if you don't like hard speed balance, don't play on normal, but nobody's going to do that because normal isn't as fun to drive on as hard. So a hard speed monkey patch is kind of what the doctor ordered. Ow. I am... Whoa! Okay. Hello, friend. Yeah, goodbye, Jaws. Alright, all aboard the gigantic shitter train. The train for gigantic shitters. Good recovery, idiot. Oh, I actually had two. Right. Alright, I've managed to not completely ruin my life because my teammates are like good at the video game. Never mind! That didn't actually affect my placement at all though. Neat. Bowler says, Tyrone, you have a really nice voice when you aren't causing death screams or coughing out dust. Thanks. It's important to stay hydrated so you don't sound like you gargle Listerine with blended up razor blades in it every morning. It's important when delivering a joke to make sure you don't mispronounce a word for no reason, by the way. Tell us, what is the consistency of blended razor blade? Oh shit, I meant to pick Cosmic Eclipse. God! Analog controls are cursed. Blended razor blades are pretty much the same as normal razor blades, except more deadly. Like, they have extra edges. Not like finely blended. Like, use one of the coarse attachments. Cosmic Eclipse is supposedly supposed to have performance fixes now, so I can stop complaining about it taking me to 20 FPS every single time I take a single turn. Oh, great. Sneakers in battle. Everything is pain. Alright, Soup Bowler's already dead, which is awesome. Not quite. Alright, I see some wanted targets. Whee! This is why my life is fucking hard! Nice drop dash killing wave, by the way, L-Bug. Look at all of the fucking sneakers in play right now. Oh, okay. I got somebody's rigged box and got nothing for it. Great deal. Cool jaws. What? Neat. Hard sneakers aren't even on right now, I think. I don't think Card MP runs in battle at all. Oh. That fuel win easy speed traction. No, sneakers in battle are just like this, and all your maps are super small, so sneakers become like the worst hazards imaginable. I don't know if I want to tell you to change this, but it's fucking hilarious. I'm harassing you now. It might be on. People are saying the orbital changes are in play, but I'm not sure. Hikari asks, do your stats change while you're in the SPB form? I think they are the same. I think it's just cosmetic. Well, there goes Cosmic Eclipse forever. Actually. Oh yeah, this isn't bird mod. I can rig anything. According to L-Dog, you are changed to 1-1. I guess. Whoa, I thought my camera was freaking out for a second because my teammate next to me. No fear! Okay, that was awkward as shit, and ultimately pointless. Nice mine. Oh god, that section looks crazy now. Actually, is that just barriers for safety? That's totally what that is. They're just like, they look amazing, so... it's not obvious that they're actually just elaborate guardrails. Going down. Whee! I drifted the wrong way. Wait, no, this is totally fine. And looks says do a 360 on that section. Tell you what, if the SPB's not trailing me. Oh, I might be dead now. Just kidding. Pads are a fuck. No! Alright. I'm still ahead, though, somehow. Wait, what the fuck? What are you doing back here? Okay, finally it retargets. Checkpoint start wave. I was like, there's no way I'm actually lapping somebody. That Mercy invincibility is so unnecessary.
You honestly thought you stood
I should be allowed to ball hog people there. Also, gay pink robot.
You gotta be kidding.
Come, get to that. Come, get to that.
Fate says that invincibility is fucking awful and it ain't my fault. Oh, is it just a property of teleporters? Bro, just use a Lua line def. Drop a Lua line def right across the fucking course there, since it's a single path that just gives you, sets your flash sticks to 0. I'm the best, by the way, gay pink robot. Card MP extends invincibility frames. Ah, eyes. Yeah, that's super questionable. Yeah, but where are the flash sticks coming from in that situation, though? Like, what is the original source of being invincible there? Because I wasn't hit by anything, and neither was Soup. Last says, also, AJ, you should try SRB2 2.2 sometime. I don't really have any interest in vanilla SRB2. Played it a while back around the release of Kart 1.0.2, and I was like, yeah, this seems interesting. It seems like there's a lot of cool community content for it. Seems like it's really well put together, and acceleration makes me want to disassemble an entire picture frame and eat it piece by piece. So, for now, staying away from that. I put them on, but only for 1 second. I feel like there should be some kind of fucking, I want mappers to be able to define like a compatibility set for, to like override matchfix changes if they think they're broken. I know that a lot of mappers probably don't want to deal with matchfix just because it's like not official game stuff and it adds more complexity to their situation, but I think it would be cool to say like, just have something in a short map Lua that just says force flash tick changes off for this course in particular. Damn it. Damn it. I see. How fascinating. Who crashed? Ah, it's just Eve suddenly going to the 860 dimension. Well, I guess. Isn't that what Lua Sonos variables are for? Like, that's already a thing. I mean, yeah, it's not like I'm asking for a new fucking Lua feature. There's a whole bunch of different ways to do it. I'm just saying that Card MP should probably expose something like that for mappers to work with if they have the option. I've actually been thinking of renaming Sliptide since somebody brought it up as a joke, but like, since I can no longer fit the full title of the server into the server name, since I'm using the, I've got the space for Hue.cc in it, I think I might just rename it entirely. I also want to host a third modded server, but don't want to talk about my plans for that just yet, because there are portions of that rely on an unfinished project that I'm working on regarding add-on downloading. And they kind of require the infrastructure to be in place before I can do it. I thought I could fucking sneak through for some reason. Trying to sneak through the door, man. Can't make it, that shit's stuck. Luck says it took me about 2 zones before I got used to the controls. I played for about half an hour. I didn't have a lot of fun, but it was interesting. Kind of a nice tourist trip. Maybe it's unfair to SRB2 that I played Fire Emblem Three Houses for like 18 hours without ever really having fun, but I only played SRB2 for like half an hour. However, consider the following. Does SRB2 have cute girls? Well, redacted aside, because we're still not allowed to spoil 2.2 content. Oh, no, no, no! Barkley is a potato. Smiley face. Mug says modding cute girls, yeah. I'll sword double blast too, bro. Something you didn't know you didn't want until now. Oh, hello. How nice of you to join me. I hate that little blue mini turbo you have to do for SPP chase scenarios. Hunter asks, what was SRB1 like? Incredibly shitty. Like, comically bad. I was wondering if I could get knocked across. Worth a try, I almost made it. He's either says put Weiler with the hammering cart. I think someone's working on Silver Surfer. Like Mugen Silver Surfer with the voice clips and everything. Ah, I see. Today I will suffering. Bonk. Sorry, says if you braked at the tip of the ramp, you could have launched across around the airtime, caused it to volleyball spike you. Ah, fucking Jaws physics is the worst. Okay. I tried to be clever in like a drift store. Never try to be clever. Goal!
You gotta be kidding.
Top half, boys. Actually, add file Niseka.plot. There we go. Hellblock says it was the first Sonic fan game. Right. I forgot how easy this game is to play. Not in the sense that like it's unusually forgiving or particularly friendly to learn. I don't think it is either of those things, but just like you can just fucking sit down and play it and you don't have to worry about shit. Every single Kusoge Advent Calendar VOD I've uploaded has gotten copyright strikes for the song that I use at the beginning, and I absolutely refuse to remove it. That song is my anthem now, and fucking WMG can eat their own shit and die. It's mine. Alright, let's get it. New pad is holding up pretty nicely, by the way. Oh man, watch my frame rate during Party Cruiser, just for fun. This is like the performance variant of Legends here. Alright, somebody has that, but I don't know who, so now I'm afraid. Oh. There was really no way that wasn't going to happen. Shanti says, I'm looking at the PoE Dev Manifesto that was posted under 20 minutes ago. Does it include an auction house yet? Anything to fucking automate trading beyond what we have now. Trading is so shitty that I'm about to play fucking solo self-bound or private leagues the rest of my life. Of course, I'm probably not playing until Path of Exile 2 anyway, but, you know. I'm a huge shitter, don't mind me. Wow, this is terrible. Also, I like how they still don't want you to play standards for whatever reason. It's like, yeah, let's just make every single map series require a new map tab, and then let's make clearing out your map tab to reset its series. Okay. Anyway, let's also make clearing out your map tab to reset the series associated with it not work. So I've had a bugged map tab in my fucking inventory. The missile knows where it is at all times. It knows this because it knows where it isn't. Roger says, dude, what even is PoE 2? Overwatch 2? It's the exact same thing. It's the exact same model, which makes no fucking sense. Kanye Jones says, I'm waiting on the new SRB2K update. 2 years minimum, so you might be waiting a while. The fucking situation with that has been really funny. It's like, hey, here's a V2 race in which all of the core mechanics appear literally finished and working. Also, this update isn't coming out for another 2 years minimum. Bro, that fucking UGG. Says apparently rings are fucked and the performance is garbage. That wouldn't surprise me. I'm willing to bet that whatever we get is going to be fucking awesome, and there's going to be a completely justifiable reason why it takes whatever time it ends up taking. It's just crazy to see so much communication from dev regarding a version that we're actually, like, not going to get before I fucking turn 40. How do you do that breaking drift thing anyway? Slip tide or something? Like this, where you kick up the white sparks for a second? Or the white smoke? Basically, while boosting, drifting, and turning in the direction of your drift, release the drift button and hold everything else. And as long as you continue turning, you'll start to slip tide. Well, as long as you continue turning in that direction. Wolfie says, L-Dog's talking out of his ass. Don't know where the hell you're getting this. Game performs fine. Well, hey, that's good to hear. I think my biggest thing on wishlist for V2 is native 70 FPS or native 105 FPS. Native 140 FPS XD. also want them to kill software renderer forever. I legit don't want I don't want anybody making shit that looks broken or shitty on OpenGL because they care about one extremely small feature that the software renderer has that OpenGL temporarily doesn't. I want no software renderer going forward. This won't happen. I'm the only person who wants this, but XD.
You gotta be kidding.
Get to it.
Just software is fundamentally broken because the perspective is wrong, and it makes me nauseous, so I can never use it. So I get to be super bitter when people are like, well, the performance is fine on software, or, well, the lab works correctly on software. It's like, yeah, well, software gives me motion sickness and makes me want to die, so. Hehe. It's weird to me how many people don't care about the Y-shearing perspective stuff. Like, you ask people and they're either, like, unilaterally in agreement that the Y-shearing perspective hack is literally Satan, or they have no idea what you're even talking about and they've never noticed it before. People on the fucking server chat are talking about a potential 1.1 fix. The thing is, any releases made after 1.1, like, dev wants to do exactly one bug fix release if they do it at all. So they want it to have everything, and they want everything in it to be perfect. Which is why it's gonna take 10,000 years if we get it at all. Because apparently the process of actually preparing and releasing shit for this game is space aids. For whatever reason. Can't say I know why on a technical level it would be such a pain in the ass. But at the very least, with regards to the community, who actually all cannot read because they're all 10, new releases is the worst thing ever because people don't even know how to, like, patch. And they're like, alright, so, extract these files to your, game directory, and this will patch 1.0.4 to, 1.1. And literally for, like, a month and a half, people were showing up trying to patch this over like 1.0 for some reason and complaining that their game didn't work. Alex says, where's the game directory? I extracted it to my desktop, it's not working. Oh yeah, that. The fact that there is still no safeguard for cart being in a folder that it doesn't have write access to. So if you extract it to program files, it doesn't work in like 10 different undiagnosable ways. Pass me. Now we're both sad. I think my strategy going forward with software releases is to offer literally zero support to anyone, because anybody who is like intelligent enough to file a fucking bug report or something is intelligent enough to do it without my assistance. Like, there is no official support process anymore. Injured? Good. There was some fucking hero who extracted SRB2Kart to their SRB2 vanilla folder. Which I can only imagine what that created. Rug says, can't really expect someone who doesn't read to handle anything Doom mod related. See, this is why I keep saying You guys need to rebrand this as Toho Kart and sell microtransactions on Steam. Fucking foolproof! Steam handles distribution, you make big money. Wolf says, oh shit, I fucking attacked a teammate. Oh god, I'm a bastard. I'm a rat bastard! I will reiterate, I'm not opposed to this. I'm glad, because it's the best idea ever. Borpley Y Hazard! Borpley Y! Bonk. Had to dump to make sure I didn't fucking hurt anybody. I don't like that. Ah! I thought it was somewhere different. Oh, is Genso Skydrift coming to Steam? That's actually sick. God damn it. Borpley Y Conveyor. Why you put conveyance belt and big spring in your map? What's gur in Russian? Fixed it B2. Brug says, I offer Zero Ranger IP for Kart. Get on it. Yo. Okay. This is not begging, but it's totally begging. Fucking Zero Ranger Stage 4 as a sprint course in Kart. Tell me you don't want this. Tell me this wouldn't be the best possible fucking thing in all universes. Bruh. T says, having played the newest SRB2 release, Kart has better controls and camera at this point. It's actually sad. I mean, camera is also a way easier problem to solve for a kart game than a platformer, I think. Platformers put the camera in all sorts of fucked up situations. Camera logic is actually the hardest thing ever, so. Nice! Hellhorde! Oh. Yeah, I think I'm happy with the play environment on Sliptide right now. I think 12 players is the absolute upper limit for, like, still able to have fun in a free-for-all race. Ow. Go, my child, and hold down the neutral. Whoa, okay. Hello, Zerter. So that's been what? 2 instances of any notable frame drops at all through this whole session that's been like nearly an hour. Wow. best speed store of all time. Hell yeah! Bonk. It's just a game of who gets memed by the ramp, man. Barkley, what is the code for Unistel? I will put that shit on right now instead of finishing. There we go. Perfect. Good signposting. Borpli! Borpli, why no big red sign? Borpli, these textures suck! Borpli, why you put Hormod in the map? That is the longest spin out of all time. What's awesome is that this is one of your better layouts. You just made it terrible. Like, hard sneaker fucking jank aside, I think this layout might actually be better than, like, anything in the Battle and Chase courses. It's just that you made it look like fucking liquid glass to look at. Oh yeah, how's the encoder doing? I'm sure animated Mika Bonk looks great on stream. Okay, maybe the Ricardo Akatsukis are a little bit of a poorly placed hazard. I guess that's the only thing that could possibly have happened here. Borpli, when is Unistel too? Barkley, okay, here's what I want you to do. I want you to collab with L-Dog. I want Final Mall 2 and Unistel 2 in the same map, like on top of each other, vertically stacked, where half the race, half the players are in Unistel 2 and the other half are in Final Mall 2. And you teleport between courses every other lap. He'll pop on hard sneakers is hilarious. The fucking drift stores are like barely controllable. Seeker says, AJ, please keep the server on FFA. Why is that? So people are talking about how SRB2 is good. People are talking about how SRB2 is good. How it's designed for FPS controls and not for controller analog. And that's probably the reason I'm not gonna fuck with it, honestly. I have no interest in playing a fucking fast platformer with Doom controls. If I wanted to go fast and use Doom controls, I'd go load up Dual 40. I actually really want to play some Doom 2, like CTF or something, lately. If Zandronum and Doomseeker weren't like the worst things to set up on the entire planet of Earth, I'd probably try to get a whole bunch of people in for that. It's funny though, because WADSeeker is so much better of an add-on download solution than we have in CART. And WADSeeker supports SRB2, it just doesn't support the more file needed structure that's used by CART for the extended add-on lists. If somebody, I don't know how the fuck to do this, but if somebody put that support into Doomseeker, I could literally just host a mirror of every add-on on the MB, like tomorrow, and the in-game downloader wouldn't need to exist anymore. We'd just fucking use pre-configured Doomseeker and it would be over. Alex says, tell Barkley I'm starting on Final Mall 2 right now. I'm waiting for James's fucking music sync branch to make it into master so we can start doing music gimmick maps with like beat matched elements and stuff. Although the more important gameplay change there is probably just the ability to actually rely on the grow music as a timer. Instead of like, oops, server dropped 3 frames because someone decided to join on a fucking mobile connection from Australia. I guess now the all of the audio cues that you're required to know when your power-up ends are now useless. Oh, yes, soup. Where are you right now? I'm at soup. Yeah, I've seen Amper's Crypt of the Necrodancer stuff. I think he's mentioned that it won't sync. I don't think he has a sync hack in place. But for like offline play, it looks really fun. Oh. What store are you in? I don't like that. Wolf says, this is not as easy as you're making it sound. Number 1, analog only supports 8 directions right now. Okay, say no more, Chief. Everything's broken. I understand. Oh, shit. I swear I can usually make that cut from the inside. So I guess this is where I can spill, because I've been talking about this recently. I'm working on a universal netgame helper that takes a list of available mirrors hosted by Hue, known to Hue.cc. You plug in a server address. It pretends to be a client, pulls out the fucking WAD list, which is a gigantic pain in the ass. Attempts to grab mods that you don't have from the server's primary index if it has one, and otherwise tries every other index known to Hue.cc in random order to try and find the file that you need. And the idea is that it does it all through HTTP downloads, no in-game downloader shit. Just drops all the fucking files that it can find through the indexer into your download folder and then launches the game for you. Now here's the reason that this sucks. Doomseeker already does like 90% of this, and does it multi-threaded, and does it with a GUI, and does it with like 20 years of bug testing. And Doomseeker has 2 problems. Number 1, Doomseeker is a fuck to configure. I think a pre-configured version of Doomseeker could be shipped with CART, that would like only show cart servers and have like sane downloader paths and shit. But right now it makes a lot of weird assumptions like, hey, let's download all of your add-ons to app data because that makes sense. You know, there's nobody who has app data on an SSD but wants their game files on a hard drive or something. I'm sure no one has run into that use case. And number two is that Doomseeker doesn't, well, it has support for SRB2. It doesn't have support for SRB2Kart's extended file list stuff, where you actually get multiple file name packets in sequence. Which is how we broke the fucking, the file name limit in, I think 1.0.3, 1.0.4, 1.0.4, I think. I've also looked at the fucking source for Doomseeker and its related plugins, and I cannot fucking make heads or tails of it. It looks like a nightmare to me. I want to try again at some point. But I'd really rather add the functionality to Doomseeker, which is something that does everything I want to rewrite, but better than I'm going to be able to write it. Except that it's kind of a minor pain in the ass to configure, and I'm wondering if I can ship a default configuration or like some distribution of it in portable mode, so that you just like extract a zip into your cart folder and everything works. So. No, this is the worst thing ever now. So yeah, that's what's been on my mind recently, is how do we literally save SRB2Kart? Because the in-game downloader, at its absolute best, was hilariously broken, and in the current state of the game, is now so hilariously broken that I think leaving the downloader on probably damages the netgame ecosystem as a whole. I have the basics of a standalone launcher thing written. It's able to parse the fucking file needed packets, spit out a file name list, and attempt downloads one at a time because I don't know what threading is, and I have to go back and fucking rewrite it so that I actually like have things structured correctly for an async download phase. But it will download from a mirror and launch the game for you. It's super bare bones right now, but it works. The rest is building up the fucking tooling for like, hey, I want to get a JSON with servers and their associated mirrors and be able to work with that. Hey, I want some automated method of like mirroring stuff on the MB as an HTTP download that's easily accessible. Maybe like because Cart uses MD5 as its primary identifier, fucking something that handles ninja update situations by like storing and serving files according to their MD5 instead of according to their file name. Because people in the year of our Lord 2019 still don't know that updating your fucking mod without updating the version number in the file name is not okay and is not healthy social behavior. Oh.
Easy.
Anyway, chat is now conversations about SRB2 controls, which I wrote off as not my thing in about 30 minutes of play, so I can't really participate in this other than my understanding is that everything about SRB2 and everything connected to it is gigantic stacks of unmaintainable hacks on top of gigantic hacks of unmaintainable stacks, so, you know. I have sympathy for things maybe being shittier than they should be. I actually hit that angle relatively cleanly. Makes me kind of sad because it wasn't actually very fast. Yeah, close enough. See, maybe after tonight I'll take a look at fucking Doomseeker again. I'm wondering if they would accept a patch for Kart, honestly. Because here's the thing. I like the idea that I can create a launcher utility of some flavor that makes the netgame ecosystem significantly better for the majority of players. But if anything I do does not, like, ship with the game as an improvement to the game, or if anything I do requires any sort of reading or technical knowledge at all, it will be useless to everyone. This is why it's difficult to stay motivated. Because I'm essentially making something for me. Either I make it literally perfect, or it will be only for me and like 3 other people. Someone says if you make it command line, I'll just make a rain meter GUI and use it. See, fucking Alum already told me that I'm not allowed to scrape the MB, even if it's only like once per file, and even if it's explicitly for the purpose of mirroring it so that people can download from somewhere else without fucking up the MB. I'm not allowed to scrape, apparently. Which kind of significantly limits the utility of this anyway. But you figure with enough hosts hosting enough mirrors for their personal stuff, you figure at that point that you can get like 90% add-on coverage. 90-95%. Most stuff is hosted in a lot of different places. The Brain Max idea, and this is something that fucking AZURE came up with, is to have the mirror service attempt to use the in-game downloader on the target server if it doesn't already have a copy of the file, and grab it like that, and then mirror it forever in a cache. I feel like this has practical issues, such as the in-game downloader literally never working and being a gigantic useless piece of shit. But I like the idea of something like distributed, maybe. It's super optimistic. But like an IPFS card on... Okay, shut up. IPFS card add-on distribution, where like you have every card add-on ever created, quote-unquote, in your file system, and it's just downloaded on demand or something like that. There's a lot of different ways this could work, I think. Because the one thing I can't do is unfuck the game itself. I don't know enough C. And even if I did, the Kart code base, which is inherited from SRB2, which is inherited from Doom Legacy, makes me want to drink glass. My understanding is that there is a super jank HTTP download feature experiment branch lying around that does something hilarious that I think Alum also would not like if he told me I'm not allowed to mirror, which is it searches the MB. It like searches Google, cites mb.srb2.org with the file name of the mod, and then like assumes that it's the first result and navigates through to that, and fucking grabs the relevant add-on link out of the page. Which is both ingenious and fucking incomprehensibly fragile. But yeah, Kart is, on a technical level, a gigantic pile of hacks, sure, but The only hack that's currently actively harming the ecosystem is the downloader and add-ons. And I kind of feel like this is a problem that solves itself if we wait for all of the haha Scott Falco people to go away. It says, how about password joins? Yeah, passwords too, but I think it's mostly gotten out that passwords don't work and nobody should use them. Oh, okay. That deploy was a really good idea, apparently. Fuck me. The number of people who have shown up in the tech support channel, like, hello, yes! I would like to play as Scott Falco's modded character! Like, it's they're a single issue type of person where they don't actually give a shit about, like, playing the game at all. They just, like, they're here because they're a fucking fanboy of some guy. It's like, these people are not going to be long-lasting community members. They're not going to be contributing community members. It's not gonna... It's not like a character attack. It's not like Scott Falco is inciting leeches to fucking ruin our community. No, it's just that they're all fucking 10 years old. And nobody has ever done anything useful at the age of 10. Oh, okay. Borpli! Wow. Yeah, see, that's why net timeout being super high kind of sucks. Because it takes forever for people to die when they stall out. Although it says Scott Falco distributing the entire fucking game in a RAR with his mods included. Wow. Yeah, the streamer repacks are a bit questionable. I think Lythero was doing something similar with his mods at one point, but only because someone who didn't know any better was basically managing the whole thing for him. Because I think if there's one thing you can't accuse Lythero of, it's knowing how Kart works. Judging by the way I've seen him struggling on stream, which is completely understandable, by the way. Kart is a fucking mess. It's crazy, too, because, like, Hornmod has, like, this whole collection of fucking cultural memes disjointed from me in, like, the, in the Lythero ecosystem, in the Scott Falco ecosystem. It's like, I made Hornmod, and I'm completely disconnected from all the shit that goes on that's explicitly incited or centered around Hornmod. He says, you appropriated easy, I'll never forgive you. These people don't even know who Silver Surfer is, AJ. Easy. They don't know. But yeah, it's like, I don't have an issue with sub-only characters. I think, like most monetary transactions, people decide whether something is worth it by paying or not paying for it. As long as it's original work. It's like, if I'm allowed to give Chengi X amount of money and be like, hey, put an L-Sword character into cart because I don't know how to fucking resolve my character crisis otherwise. And there's no reason somebody shouldn't be able to be like, hey, I spreaded a character, $5 a month, please, Areno. There's no reason you shouldn't be able to do that. All right, just for that. On the downward slope Eat my shorts. There's one. Only one, perhaps. Great. Man's hubris. Oh, that's the shittiest Blue Mini Turbo too. Door! Okay, now literally last. Man, this is like really close too. Like 12-player lobby and it's 7 seconds between like first and last. I think Shuffle Square got some changes recently, right? No? Oh. Well, I can get fucked, I guess. No. Borpley, why? Why are you toxic? I think the first time I ever played this map, was when I was beta testing SPB Attack. And so I fucked up some of the restart conditions for somebody joins a session in progress. And so I was player one and completely unable to pick up items, 1v1ing somebody who could like use items as much as they wanted. And I still won. So I like this course because it's associated with fond memories for me. I actually want to repurpose Boss Attack, or SPB Attack. Excuse me, I'm reading chat and trying to talk at the same time. I want to repurpose SPB Attack as a 1v1 thing as well. Because I've decided that 1v1s are completely impossible to balance and they're just a gigantic, untenable shitfest, where it's impossible to have fun. So instead, 1v1s should just be competitive SPB running. And that should be what goes down. Oh. Borpley, why? Oh. There goes my shit. I feel like I'm sight reading every map recently. Community's coming out with shit faster than I can keep up. It says, honestly, competitive SPB running would probably be more balanced than actual 1v1s, even in V2. Well, hey, free idea. I'm also willing to license the technology and intellectual property behind the breakout sensation that's sweeping the nation, Friend Mod Tournament Edition, for the low, low price of $250,000 per year. Actually, you can have it for free because it means if you put it in hard code, it means I don't have to fucking re-implement it when V2 rolls around. And Luke says, "Don't worry, Tyrone. My pack hasn't been updated in months." Are you still sitting on fucking FPS panic zone? It says, I do want direct support for SPB Attack. I think that's a feature that would fit really nicely in vanilla. It's a single player mode at the very least. It would be mad cool to see it supported officially as a waiting room type thing. There's already logic that determines whether or not to show the free play sign. Just have that logic also spawn on SPB. Literally flawless. Nothing can go wrong. But yeah, and while you're doing that, give Lua access to fucking base game C-bars. Because I'm tired of, like, not knowing anything about the state of the game. And having to do horrible hacks. Like, a fake server name var for, host mod. It says some people really like free play, so I would want it to remain. I'd be totally okay with something like some kind of button combination or something at the start. I know you guys would want to do something more graceful if it was in hard code, but just some method of saying, hey, no SPB attack for me. I'd rather play free play for now. And it just despawns the SPB and leaves you in peace for a bit. Wow. Shit. Shit! Can I actually hit this? Let's go. I don't even think that was like very fast either. It just felt really good. Bonk! Thank God that actually counts as crossing the line. Wolf says it's great because 2.2 has console player too. Oh my god. Yeah, my motivation to work on Lua stuff has been like 0 recently. Because absolutely all of my time is spent like preventing default cart behavior from causing the game to shoot itself in the foot repeatedly. I don't actually get to spend any time working on functionality because I'm spending all of my time telling cart to fuck off. And so we enter the long dark night of V2 when. A new cart version, like a mirage on the horizon. So speaking of the game fucking your Lua over today, SPB music kept playing after I blew up. Yeah, dynamic music looks hilarious. I won't fixing any fucking bugs that happen due to people being unable to handle listening to music that isn't their own for longer than 5 seconds. Until dynamic music exposes a turn this shit off C-var available to Lua. Any bugs that happen are dynamic music and not me. It says define turn this shit off C-var. I mean a literal disable switch that says, hi, I don't want to deal with dynamic music doing things to music that are completely unpredictable and impossible to deal with. So I would like you to not do anything. I just want an escape hatch. I want to say, I don't care whether my shit is compatible, because it's not my job. Go away. I want to be able to turn off people's music configs. Because there is no, like, compatibility layer or interface for multiple sources of, like, music changes, managing priority. Dynamic music will always just stomp on my shit. Which is part of the reason right now that all of my fucking music is actually implemented as sounds. Because, you know, fuck people who, like, turn off the music in-game. Well, actually, fuck them, they're not valid, but, you know. So, give me feedback so I can write one. Alright, here's your feedback. On a raw set global var that says dynamic music, fuck off. And if it's true for any reason, then dynamic music doesn't do anything when it would do anything. Literally all I want. Well, it says not that. Okay, I'm removing dynamic music from my server then. Because there's no good solution for compatibility. Music changes happen in fucking too many situations. There's no way of synchronizing timing so that desired music takes precedence or anything like that. James says, that was one of the ideas I had during music dev. I'm so lazy it never happened. If you wanted something like slightly more graceful and modular, just a fucking raw set function table that runs for one raw set table for each situation where dynamic music attempts to manage music. And every time it would go to change music, it instead runs all of those functions, and if any of them return false, it doesn't. So that mods can register multiple handlers for, like, hey, I don't want you to change music in X situation if Y and Z are true. This is also a roundabout way of me getting what I want anyway in the form of dynamic music fuck off when I just add the raw value false to every single one of those tables. Honestly, everything about, like, shared namespaces and compatibility for Lua mods right now is a gigantic fucking mess. Are you still there? Yes, we're still playing card. I promise the ranting has a purpose. Oh, wow. That was really unfortunate timing. But yeah, everything about mod compatibility is a train wreck. It's one of the other reasons that I don't feel like writing Lua right now. It's like, hey, in V2 we will be removing the only control method available to you that is not the worst thing on the planet, that is to say custom buttons, which are shared between all mods that have ever existed. There is no default mapping for them, so you can't rely on them being in a... You can't rely or even assume that they'll be in a certain place on the controller. You can't even check if they're bound at all, so contextual prompts for, hey, this mod requires custom 1 are not possible. It should be Xandronum style. It should be fucking, mods can register actions that go in the hotkey menu that you can bind yourself, but everything about, like, mod configs makes that impossible. As well as just Lua having absolutely no menu access, because presumably dealing with the menus at all is unspeakable Nightmare Realm territory. So, you know. Like, this game is great, but I kind of regret ever getting into modding it. Because now I'm just stressed about everything all the time. I didn't even bother going to the shortcut because I don't know how it behaves on hard sneakers. Bug says, Darrington, have you noticed that extended flash ticks cause you to appear hued while able to interact with off-road? Nope. Sounds like something to bring up with Lat so it can be fixed. James says it's because the menus are hard-coded, which sucks. Nice! Wolfie says, dealing with them in source isn't difficult. Writing a system that allows Lua to hook into it, that's unspeakable nightmare territory. Yeah, the number of situations where I've seen like a super basic source mod add a menu option that is like misaligned and drawing on top of other menu options and not even accurate suggests to me that maybe working with the menus dynamically might be the worst thing on the entire planet. And yeah, doing in-game menus is fucking a pain in the ass as well, while also being super ugly because there's no way to get some stuff running on the boat screen. Says, Tyrone, start hard coding and fix all of our problems. I'll learn C when you rewrite the game so that opening GitLab and looking at any file larger than fucking 10 kilobytes doesn't cause blood to violently spurt out of my eyes at a pressure high enough to cause me to hover off the ground. Like, k_cart.c? What the fuck? I keep everything in one file in my fucking Lua scripts because otherwise I have to deal with fucking raw setting globals to share state between them. I don't want to pollute namespace. What is dev's excuse for k_cart.c? Oh my god, complete nightmare. It says GitLab runs on a $5 a month VPS. Is that why it takes 20 minutes to tokenize stuff? Oh, okay. That was interesting. Like, literally, I'm about to fucking start asking everyone who's adjacent to dev, hey, can you rsync every add-on on the MB to me so I can fucking mirror them using a fucking box with 10 terabytes a month bandwidth so we stop killing the MB literally every single fucking time the game gets linked to by a streamer of any size? I don't know, I don't want to be a jackass and use Wii necessarily because I'm not on dev. I haven't done a whole lot for the game really. But I'd like to think that I've used every skill available to me to try to make the ecosystem better and not worse. And it sucks to feel powerless. I've got all this fucking... I got this big-ass box here, and because we burned through modded Minecraft in like a week, it's basically sitting there doing not a lot. I haven't played this yet, I think. James says, I doubt V-Bulletin can automate, but who knows? And there's way too much legacy shit on the boards for people to move to a system that, like, makes any kind of sense at all. But, like, I think for anything to happen in the future, we need some kind of fucking method by which you can just pull files, pull add-ons off the MB, and just get an HTTP download for them. Like, that needs to happen. Everything being trapped in fucking random ID forum posts and fucking CGI scripts isn't working. Causes problems for any further improvements to the add-on ecosystem. The attachment system doesn't even work either. I still have to tell people like every week because they don't understand how to upload PK3s. Okay, so what you do is you upload a PNG and then you upload your PK3 and then you delete the PNG. And this works because question marks? This works because we live in literally the worst timeline possible. Because the infinite infinities that is the fucking multiverse, we are actually factually in the worst one. other words, we live in a society. What the fuck was that? Dodged it anyway! I'm the best! Says, I don't know, do you just hate the ramp that you can take with a sneaker or something? I'm protesting. I'm not taking any shortcuts until you fix the Neon Sands top path to be as faster than the bottom path. Also, I legit don't trust that to take me where it needs to take me with hard sneakers. I expect to, like, hit a kill plane. Bonk. Bonk. What the fuck? What was I even colliding with there? Onyx says, you're going to like Neon Sands Encore from what I've played Tyrone. Yeah, it blocks off the lower path, right? The first time I have to play on that, I'm adding fucking time bombs into Horn Mod, Friend Mod, and Host Mod that randomly unbind all your controls and Screamer you if you're playing Luco. The first time I have to play that shit, it's happening. You wanna live in fear for the rest of your life that I put Jeff the Killer into a fucking Lua? You wanna think about that every single time you play kart from now on? It says, what about releasing drift at random during SPB? Wait, I already did that for Porter, though. I mean, great idea. Great idea that I've totally never implemented. I'm kidding! I'm fucking kidding! I really should do it. Lua shitposting power is incredible. What's that feeling there on this borderline kart dev? What, do you mean like the mental illness required to code for this game? Or do you mean the unnecessarily vindictive code-related responses to everyone? Says devs shitpost a lot. I mean, it's the nature of a hobbyist project. People work on what motivates them, and if what motivates you is shitposting or dunking on Persona 5 characters, god damn it. He says, don't worry, I get it. The shit sucks. Engines fucking suck. I had to reprogram fucking blocking in Mugen twice. I had to reprogram how wake-ups worked. Don't you have like one frame vulnerability in like stock wake-ups or something? You have like the fucking best of best wake-up? What was the actual problem? I remember you explaining this, but then I forgot because you also explain broken shit in Mugen like every week. You have to make sure the player has control for frame 1 of their wake up, or they can't block on frame 1, right? That's awesome. This is exciting. We also learned that helpers have a 1-frame delay in transferring variables and transferring data. Oh yeah, sounds like the 1-tick delay on anything that uses the net command system. Including, like, exiting the game. Game says, except it's not always 1 tick. It's 1 tick if the fucking buffer isn't shitted with. Which you can often rely on if someone's not, like, trying to join immediately or something. T says, did we also mention we had to edit something in the default config because Mugen in simul mode only ignores P2 defmol in the super pause instruction if both players have it called in sequence. It literally ignores what you tell it. It's so good. Excellent. I think the worst cart behavior that I've found so far is probably, Runa survived. Is probably players for exit. And the 99 exiting sentinel value in Countdown 2. But a solid contender for one of the worst things besides that is probably like literally everything related to angle turn, and the fact that you can't turn a player through Lua because the anti-cheat stops you from doing so. Oh yeah, and absolutely everything about attempting to hack post-race music, because the situations and times at which card attempts to trigger the end-of-race sound cues and end-of-race music changes are actually complete fucking disaster nightmare hacks based on like 20 different combinations of how you can exit a race, and they all play shit at different times.
Are you okay?
It is a fucking nightmare. And then, of course, there's the fact where there's the part where the game runs out of axe, quote unquote, which doesn't even, like, that's not a sentence that means something. Like, if I tell you, oh, the game is stalling because cart ran out of axe, that isn't a sentence that, like, means anything, even if you know everything about the fucking networking model in use. How the fuck do you run out of axe? What did you do? Hot flash sticks, by the way. T says, so AJ, you know you did find a charge motion defaultly in Mugen? So it turns out even if you say charge back, then press forward, you can charge down, then press back, and then forward, and it counts as if you were charging back, so naturally we had to reprogram it. Bruh. Oh yeah, there's also the fact that Lua, as interpreted by SRB2 with the tooling available to you from SRB2, is a language that is basically composed of 700,000 guns that shoot you in the foot specifically. They're all like taped together into a Katamari ball, except all the barrels are somehow always pointing at your feet. It's a fucking complete nightmare realm where nothing makes any goddamn sense at all. It's like, oh, I miscapitalized one thing, and it won't, like, error or cause problems because I'm getting a no value from this or anything. No, it'll just chug along happily as if nothing happened, not so much as a warning. Because, you know, fuck warning you that, like, you haven't initialized something in a struct or a table. Plus Chaser says, hey, how you been, bro? 3 years of almost no contact to you. Give me a second, I know this fucking username. Twitch names are shitty, but I swear to God. Because everybody uses a fucking different name on Twitch than they do everywhere else for some reason. Probably because it's the worst thing ever to fucking change your name on Twitch. It's like, well, you get one name change every 25,000 years. And if we find that you've used your name change for a fraudulent purpose, we will call your parents and tell them that you smoked weed when you were a teenager. having a good experience.
Get back here, you son of
That says, what's this about changing names? The gay cat girl has arrived. I don't know, the last time I had to deal with my Twitch username, it was a nightmare. I changed my Xbox username recently, though. I went from Tyrone Senpai, which I took because Tyrone Sama was taken, and I'm now just Tyron, which I think I'm going to try to go by in general, moving forward, because I have never been fully comfortable with people immediately taking the name of my channel and what I produce. Anyway, like I was saying, I didn't really expect people to shorten my screen name to Tyrone and then treat Tyrone as if it was my actual name in real life. Because, like, I don't know if you know this, like, might not be super obvious, might be like a camera or lighting issue, but I'm white as shit, so, just in case you weren't aware. Hold on, guys. What does AJ stand for? It's first and middle initials. So Tyrone Sama was a replace because I used to go by that's 90%, which is obviously untenable because it's literally a Yipes meme. So I was first getting started out streaming. I was streaming to just a couple friends and just like playing whatever the fuck they'd recommend me because I was dicking around. And somebody, a big Persona fan, recommends me Persona 4. And knowing that there are honorifics in this game, I immediately choose the first name I can think of that would make all of the honorifics sound at least a little bit ridiculous. And so I became Tyrone Ghostbutt, holder of the wild card, and got to enjoy a whole bunch of Tyrone-coons throughout the rest of the game. Got to the final dungeon, but never finished it. Turns out SMT combat is not that great. Your name is Andrew, got it? No! Andrew's a shit name! Andrew is garbage! That's like Sean tier! And before L-Dog is named Sean.
Who's the man?
So, the situation as it stands, right? Is I don't want to start going by Tyron, which I'm fond of because it's the fucking nickname that Beth had for me. Beef Wellington of Rainbow Six Siege fame, of Battlefield fame. Even went as far as the, if you have better TTV, the Tyron emote, capital T, is that guy's doing. And so I figure that's what I'm gonna like sign up for mages and shit as. It's way too late for me to rebrand away from this. I've got the fucking screen name everywhere and I can't change it everywhere, but I'd prefer to go by Tyron, I think, maybe. Like, if we're gonna use a corruption of a screen name, I'd like to at least pick the point where I truncate it. Twill says, my name is shit. Oh no, I made Twill sad. Fuck, this is way worse than anything I could have possibly imagined. Did you call me an asshole? Fucking Neon Sans guy. Anyway, the objectively worst name possible is Sean. And it, like, stands in a tier of its own. So as long as you're not Sean, you're probably fine. Bloody says Keith is the worst name. Keith is like, alright. I instinctually don't trust it, but there's worse. Fate S Tyron, favorite maps? That's tough, honestly. I will always have a soft spot for Volcanic Valley. I think I like everything Chengi has ever made. It's Chengi, right? Oh, I really thought that was gonna be shoes. Well, now I'm fucking sad. Haunted Ship is one of my favorite, like, pseudo-technical layouts. Fickle's music taste is god tier and makes all of her tracks god tier by extension. Similar shit for L-Dog. What is Roy's fucking purple course? The one with Lost in it or something? I can never remember the name of the fucking thing, but it's been through so many revisions at this point that I can barely recognize it, and I respect the hustle for that. Almost all of them have been an improvement too, which is rare. We're dead! See you later. They all got super activated and tried to eat fucking Hey! Hey! Hey, we made it. Says, I really want Tyron defeat and rigged on Twitch. See, I keep waiting on Wes to, like, because I know Wes wants to do sub emotes for me, and I really want to use his emotes. And because I have limited slots on Twitch, I want to hold out for them, because if I put something in and then later swap it out for his emotes, people are going to get mad like I took something away from them, which you can never do. Exciting. It's the most wonderful time. Stephanie Broski, until I joined the IRC channel that heavily encouraged 6-letter nicknames, and at the same time I made my Twitch account and at the time didn't take it too seriously. And the entire Hitbox dimension calls me Ebrog XD, first impressions matter. Right? Do you prefer Eve? I've seen Eve a few times before, which doesn't even seem like it's been promoted to, like, a full sound, let alone, like, a signifier of identity. But hey. He says, anyway, I think I'll be about as dead as Ada, but at the end of this year's KAC, I'm already feeling the effects. Yeah, I'm trying to stay healthy with, frequent injections of, better games. And the blood of second impact players. Doing my best. Oh yeah, is that the first time T's heard the fucking ST Balrog horn? Thanks. How about fucking Lua Boxer? You hold custom 1 to charge fucking turnaround punch. When you use it and just shoot forward like you're using fucking 70 sneakers stacked on top of one another. If you hit anybody with it, you fucking put them on spectator. And he says, haven't been able to catch the cases with their life because 40-hour work weeks with mostly close shifts is a bitch, but it's been an experience. Yeah, I try not to keep to a schedule these days because it's a whole lot of work for not a lot of reward. Because instead of like randomly allowing people to sometimes catch streams when I'm streaming at a weird time for myself personally, instead some people are able to catch streams always and then other people are able to catch streams exactly never. Also, I don't sleep well enough to have a consistent schedule. I'm on that fat 26-27 hour day meme, which is very good. Rug says, any shorthand of Ibrozgi is fine, really. All variations just confirm to me that people pay attention. Yeah, it's like, I don't expect to ever shake. It took me a couple of years away from the Elsword community to shake my old screen name, which you couldn't even fucking pronounce. Is that the real IFC Yipes? No, the other one. Chaser said Elsword had its world tournament recently in KR1. Nah, I watched fucking I watched some of the NA matches. The game looks mad grimy and degen as fuck right now. It's like, hello, this is Wally Castle Center. I'm Runeslayer. At literal round start, I jump from side plat to the far edge of the top platform and start spamming air rune backdash. And that's like the least grimy thing that happened in that game. The game actually looks like fucking shit now, but it's good to see people holding down the fort. There's a couple people in North America who've just been like on the goddamn grind forever. And as much as I feel like their talent would be better rewarded by a game that isn't complete dog shit, I have to respect the hustle. And I respect the strong showing from North American players, considering the general opinion of the community. Well, not the community, because stream monsters and fucking people who don't know how to play at all are not the community. But from the eternal kibitzers of the official forums, is that NA is shit and other servers have always been better. So to see a strong showing from NA on the world stage was pretty cool. Complete banana shitfest? Really should have held at least one of those, huh? Letitia says, I don't remember Elsword having a gacha. I think they're referring to ice burners. It's not gacha, it's loot boxes. They're completely different. So with one of them, you get cute girls sometimes, and the other, you just get, terrible low-poly costumes. Surprise mechanics, yeah. T says, my screen name is literally unpronounceable. Try it, AJ. But yeah, Elsword is a huge shitfest, but any sufficiently complicated huge shitfest still has, like, subtlety and the ability to apply player skill to it. So even if the pursuit is ultimately meaningless, I still respect people who are on the competitive grind. With that said, I'm probably done with free-to-play, possibly forever. So I just don't think you cannot have a healthy competitive ecosystem in a free-to-play game. Path of Exile is the only fucking game I've ever seen that comes even remotely close. And even then, stash tabs are on the edge of iffy. Like, stash tabs have been getting iffier because they're committed to not making any trade improvements, but then also allowed premium stash tabs to hook into community tools. Soup says this is really the only game I've been grinding at the moment. I'm working on mostly Archaea, a couple arcade titles, a couple other written games, and Halo recently for some reason. Halo competitive is fucked up, by the way. Like, the fact that mediocre controller aimers are as good as, like, the best PC aimers when it comes to, like, staying on target while moving evasively. Like, auto-aim literally completely handling that problem for you. Controller is worse at other things, and it's bad enough at those things that I still don't think it's, objectively the better input method, but it is kinda hilarious having mid-range DMR fights and seeing like a really crazy disproportionately high number of people 5-shotting me when like I'm strafing well. Also, Bloom and casual playlists makes me super sad. Bloom and Invasion makes me outrageously fucking sad because it's a comp playlist. Tool says 4-shotting? Bleed through is a thing now. Is it a 4-shot? Can you hit head at like 10% shields and still kill them? That's fucked up, actually. Shit, I guess it should be going body, 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 head, huh? I still can't see text chat in MCC on PC. I submitted a ticket about it. I don't expect to get a response that's helpful in any way. Because it put me through the Microsoft support ecosystem. Oh. Alright. Bumped me out of a pad in the mid-enemy. Okay. I'd like to play more fighting games, but fighting game that play has been frustrating for me recently. BB Tag's online experience is objectively terrible, despite the fact that I'm generally enjoying the game, and it's like a game that I can actually play with the boyfriend without feeling like it's completely pointless as an exercise.
It's showtime!
That's an exaggeration, obviously, but I mean, you win 50 games in a row while not adjusting your strategy even once, and both people in that relationship are like, yeah, maybe we can use our time better. Wow, that was terrible.
It's showtime!
Is that a new Joker glow? Please no Hugh. Please no Hugh. Thank you very much. Call that one close enough. Oh man, get me the fuck out of here. Okay. Missed the pad. Do I go for the meme strategy? Oh, I just barely missed it. Nice. All right. Been going for about 2 hours, so I think it's time to finish in classic fashion. You stop that. Not for the night. GG's. There it is. Some of the memes in fucking Horn Mod are so goddamn old. There's an enemy behind me, right? Okay, close enough. Yep. That'll work. I think this is the correct spot to use a sneaker. Yeah, see, look at that. It is up to me to save the fuck. God damn it. AFK.